only with that thought process I have been working for the society, or getting blessed to work for the society for the last 30 years. One of the things is we have networked more than 1,200 NGOs in Tamil Nadu in the last 10 years, helping them, synergizing their efforts, and that is going on. And second thing, one of the major thing was to create leadership for the country. The greatest death for this country is we don't have political leadership of great order. In 30-40 years ago, we had people like Lal Bahadur Shastri, Kamaraj in South, and great leaders who put the country first and kept themselves behind. Today the leaders are putting themselves first, and they are trying to behave as if they have taken the country on a long lease. They are exploiting. They are not bothered about the people. They are not bothered about this great culture. So we have to create visionary leadership for the country who will again take this country back to the great heights. So with that in mind, I and about 10-12 friends in Chennai, we have started working on creating an institute in the name of Indian Institute for Governance. Just the way we had IIT, Indian Institute of Technology, in the 50s it got started. Today we have 6-7 IITs, and every IITian is a great technocrat in the world. Similarly, IIMs got started in 54. Today we have about 7-8 IIMs, and we need to be proud that Indians are occupying the CEOs and COOs of 60% of world companies, not only in India. We are the thought leaders. Why? Because Indians have that equilibrium, equanimity. This is one thing which comes naturally in them. They think in a neutral condition, weighing the pros and cons. That's why the decision-making ability is one of the best. So this is what we have, extraordinary people. Now we have to groom them as extraordinary leaders and put patriotism into them and put them back into the society, so that in the next 15-20 years they occupy the position of ministers, they occupy the position of chief ministers and prime ministers, so that there is no dearth for leadership. Today the country requires hundreds of Modis with much more ability. Modi got himself trained in the last 40-50 years in a very hard way. He doesn't have that sort of a basic great qualification and all. With absolute passion and patriotism, he has shaped himself to this level. If he can take the right people at the age of 25 to 40 and give them all the inputs, what has happened in the history over the last 10,000 years, what are the important events that have shaped the country, shaped the destiny of countries, how the World War I took place, who are the people behind, what was the reason, how it happened, how victory got, World War II and the Chinese revolutions, and so many other important events. If they are presented to the students and made them analyze, understand, convert that knowledge into wisdom and use that wisdom to shape the destiny of the country once again, from where it is to where you want to be in the next 20 years. This is what we'll be working in this Indian Institute of Governance, which will have 2 to 3 years of course with 2 months of experiential learning. They'll be going and serving in villages, they'll be going and serving in NGOs, corporates, get to accumulate the skill sets, and underneath we'll be building an extraordinary human platform. Every student will be trained in yoga, pranayama, meditation, inner self, strengthening oneself. He'll be encouraged to go on expeditions so that the mind, body, soul, everything is sharpened and it's kept in an alert format. Every moment he has to live consciously. He has to take the right decisions for the country, for himself and country. So like that, if a very well engineered training under the supervision of experts, if it takes place and 150, 200 great minds are made to come and interact with them, like Narayana Murthy, Ratan Tata, world leaders like Obama, UN leader, bring every one of them, make them interact, and out of that sort of an exercise, we expect great leadership to emerge, with spirituality as the bottom and right intelligence and wisdom and emotion and empathy as the middle, and skill sets as the top, and dedication to the country as the overall sleeve. I think if we can produce 200, 300, 500 leaders every year and dedicate them to this country, I hope we should be able to change the destiny of the country in the next 15, 20 years.